It's shining like a diamond in a goat's ass.
All standard ST170.
Oh, little mate. Pushing it all the way. Hello, right. Today I want to try and wash the car, and I'll be honest, I really don't have the patience for detailing, and I've always been one, don't hate me, I've always been one to be using a yellow sponge, which apparently you're really not supposed to. I do usually use a relatively decent Maguire's wash and wax, but I don't really have, as I said, the know-how or the patience to properly go over a car. So I've been chatting with a few of my mates, one of the guys at work, Steve, who's got a AMG C63 and he keeps that immaculate, and he suggested that I look into getting one of the snow foam ones, and his recommendation, this isn't like someone's, you know, they haven't approached me and given me some free stuff. I've gone out of my way and bought this based on recommendations, and I've got a Carbon Collective snow foam wand that goes into my Karcher pressure washer, and some Satsuma snow foam mix. Again, under George and Steve's recommendations, I bought myself exfoli blocks, which is basically like a clay pad that goes on like a little mouse shaped handle, so I can give the car a good wash, rinse down, get all of the bits off of it, and then just obviously take any deep impurities out of the paint is the plan. Again, I don't really know much about this sort of stuff. You can tell from, if you look closely at the car, the paint is not in the best of shapes. It's got lots of little scratches on it, so I think I'm going to try and get a hold of a mop polish as well. So once I've washed it all down, giving it a clay, and then I'm going to try and have a go at mop polishing it. But again, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know how long it'll be before I lose interest, but yeah, let's give it a go. So you'll be pleased to know that I have invested in a microfiber wash mitt as per people's recommendations, and I've already started using this on the dailies and didn't actually read the instructions and realised I'm supposed to be diluting it. So I put like 25-50 millilitres in here and then fill the rest up with hot water. Don't just spray it neat, which I've been doing for the last couple of cars that I've washed with it. But as I said, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, live and learn. So yeah, bang some hot water in that, get the car out, and we'll go do some detailing. Oh, another little thing that I've wired up is my Mahusive floodlight oil warning light on the dash. So when you obviously crank it on, I get blinded by that, and then obviously when it gets up to oil pressure, I'll turn off. So now it's outside, you can really see how grubby I've let it get. It's like a before. Okay, I'm going to start off by just quickly rinsing it off with the water and the pressure washer lance to get rid of all of the big manky bits, and then I can go on to doing the snow foam. Right, now the car's all been rinsed off, it's time for some snow foam. And I really did think that this was a gimmick, but the last couple of times I've used this, even if it was 100% concentrated, I'm actually really impressed with how it literally just lifts all of the dirt and stuff off of it. So yeah, dilute this up with some warm water, and then let's go snow foaming. The clay, now the car's rinsed off, and I'm going to go for the heavy clay pad for heavy contaminants, because it's covered in little bits of crap. Okay, give this a go. I think you've got to use like water to lubricate it, so it's still quite wet from where we washed it. You can feel the difference between the bit that you've done and the bit that you haven't done. You can just run your hand across. It's all nice and shiny. There's a texture to that. Oh, I'm really impressed with the little clay mouse thing. I think it works really well, and you can definitely feel it cleaning and polishing as you go over the car. Obviously mine hasn't been done for God knows how long, so it's like worst case scenario. but it's definitely made a big difference. Highly recommend it. Just using like a microfiber towel to give it a quick once over and stop any, wipe off any of the droplets. Oh, I forgot, someone bought me this a little while ago, so I should probably put it on when the wheel's dry, but they're not, they're wet. I'll just go and slam this on and see if it helps lift any of the brake dust off. This stuff turns pink when it's ready to be rinsed off. This is as far as I can be bothered to get. I kind of lost the will to live. So the whole car's been washed, foamed, clay barred. Next up, when I get the mop, I'll give it a mop polish, and I can also give the wheels a once over. I've got some Poor Boys wheel polish, which obviously brings up the dishes really nicely, but it already looks a million times better as it stands. Okay, change of plan. I think I am going to give the wheels a once over. I usually use like this is an auto sole metal polish, just to give them sort of a bit of a once over. I think I mentioned earlier that the Poor Boys stuff was the polish, but it's been a long time since I used it. It's not. This isn't the polish. This is a wheel sealant. So go over with this to get them sort of back up to luster, and then put that on. It prevents sort of brake dust and build up of muck, and obviously makes it a lot easier to keep them clean. It's shining like a diamond in a goat's ass. Testament to Voodoo Ellie, who originally polished these dishes for me. All they need is like a quick once over and they come up pretty spanking. So yeah, just jack the car up because I'm going to swap out the lambda sensor that Dave sent me, and I'm also measuring up for a bigger exhaust can, because at the moment I've got, I think it's a 3-inch bore, 4-inch diameter silencer, and it's not really doing a lot. So I think I can squeeze a 200 by 100 can 16 inches long in there is the plan. And then I'm also going to do some little baffles in here that slide up inside, and I bought some exhaust silencer wire wool, which I can wrap around the inserts. I've got it all planned out, and I've done the calculations to work out that if I stuff a 30mm hole, a 30mm reducer up in there and a 30mm reducer up in there, leaving this open, I haven't then reduced the overall area of all of that. It's still going to be over 3 inches, so in theory it shouldn't restrict the flow, but it should hopefully take some of the crazy noise off of it, because obviously I don't want to upset the neighbours, and I don't want to get black flagged. I want to get out onto some track days, and at the moment I think I'm going to be struggling to get under the decibel noise readings. But yeah, it's come out pretty well. That's just with the clay bar, and then I'm going to try and get hold of a mop polisher, because then if you look closely, there's still, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, there's still like microscopic little scratches and little imperfections, and I think a mop will just take some of them out. Never going to be 100%. The paint's, I don't know, 12, 15 years old. One day I'll get it all repainted, but until that day I'll make use of it as is. I don't think it looks too bad. I need to polish up the arches, because they're still a bit matte from where they were out the gun. And then I'm looking to ceramic coating it as well, just because that's what us detailing boys do. So I got a little present in the post from Germany. A friend of me, annoyed that he had to pay customs fees. A little present. What have we got? Yes. Look at that. One of my all-time favourite Fiestas. The Steinert Group 5 Mark 1 Fiesta. I know where this is now, and I'd really like to go and do a video on this and sort of cover some of the history of it, because those who don't know, this was an old race car back in the 80s, had a BDH or BDA 1.1, I think a 1300 engine in it at some point, mechanical fuel injection, straight cut Hewland gear set, some crazy suspension in it, still front wheel drive. It's a very competitive car and it looks crazy. Cheers for that, Stefan Muller. I also treated myself to this. This is second hand on eBay, but in pretty good condition. Put that down there. With the intention of eventually actually getting this set up and out and running this year. Hopefully I'll get to some track days. So I've already had some OMP gloves, but I couldn't resist on this. It's like the old Steve McQueen race suit in the same colour. And it's still got the orange to match the golden locks and the roll cage. Also made a start of putting the roll cage, the front half of the roll cage in. So just got to do the door bars, and then I'm going to head over to Shoots to do the harness bar. And again, a few of you guys were saying in the last video I need to look at properly setting up and mounting all my harnesses, so that's a priority. I've got these little pads because they're the 3-inch wide belts. They catch on your neck. So hopefully once I've got the harness bar in, it'll separate them up a bit. It'll be at the right angle over my shoulders. And then I've also got in a bag somewhere the crotch strap, so I'll put that in as well, I think, just so that I'm properly harnessed in. And then yeah, I'll spend the time to actually tighten them up properly before I go out in the car, because a few of you did point out they probably wouldn't have done a lot if I had an accident. I've also bought these headrests. So the plan is, once I've got the harness bar put in, I'm going to make some funky little brackets, similar to some ideas that I've seen online from some American drag racing cars. So hopefully I can mount these round headrests. I've been inspired by the old Grab Escorts, because they had crazy little, what looked like go-kart bucket seats with these like round headrests behind. I can have these as removable, so I don't have to run them when I'm out on the road, but probably will do. But yeah, they'll be perfect for when I take it out on track, just so I've got actually some head support. Because although I love the low back look, I don't want my head falling off in an accident. Who can guess where these headrests came from originally? So, before we take the Fiesta out for a little jaunt, going to go down to Powers. A couple of other boys are meeting up with us. Squiz and Mark just picked up the crossflow engines for Vinny. Right, check this out. It should be first person POV cruise up in the little Fiesta. See how this works for you.
you, Michael.
Mate, I thought I was getting pulled over so hard. Oh, mate. You pulled over and let him go, and then just he comes steaming up behind me.
He didn't stop you, I was going.
Oh, mate, I was in there, like, I had this on my head, and I was like, take this shit off. I was like, I'm getting pulled over for this.
Back corner's out of crunch, front corner's out of crunch.
Oh yeah. That'll pull out though, won't it?
I don't know if I can be bothered though.
Or just leave it as part of the character. I love the. Did it come with the rack bars? So yeah, the plan is. Have you seen the design?
Got a steering wheel in there as well.
Yeah, I'll put that on there. It's the only thing I've done to it.
Have you seen the design? We're going to put like proper old livery, Tillet plumbing, and Co. and Sons on the side.
Yeah.
And he's sent me like all the old, what is it called, the corgi stickers and stuff that they would have had back in the day.
Too close there. Ignore the bit of garden hose.
The spot is still open with the pipe there.
Yeah.
He hasn't tried it yet.
That's on the ST170 inlet.
Yeah, man.
Now, what was it squeeze in there? Oh, it's getting tight, isn't it? It's in there though. Is it rubbing on the servo bar? No, it's not, it's in there.
Mate, if I really want to show off, I'll show you the OBD port where it's all standard ST170,
Wicked.
ECU and everything.
That's what you want though, isn't it?
So it's just stock ST lump,
Apart from,
except the gearbox.
yeah, and the
That's
fact it's
nice.
got a exhaust manifold in it.
Yeah, but you need an ST170 exhaust on there. You've probably got about 5 of them in the
One of them,
case.
it's.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, get that on there.
I need someone to give me the exhaust.
What, full exhaust?
Yeah.
Yes, mate. Get him in the light. Can't see him.
Get him in the light.
What colour are you going?
Pink.
No, I don't know, you could leave them black really.
Nah. Silver, gold, or body colour. Are they actually two-piece wheels? Or are they? Oh, they are actually two-piece wheels. Check them out.
He's taking a step.
Barton's starting to release some of the board.
I actually unearthed it.
Just one.
Yeah, he's just waving it under Ollie's face. Got.
Start again, the battery.
Ah, behave. Runs like a champ. eBay it hard.
It's going to do it in the morning to me again.
Do you need a push?
Yeah, listen.
Unbelievable. Check this out.
Yeah, the
Only if you make the car noises. How's your back now?
Yeah, it's good. It's alright.
Oh, I've got to do the bop, bop, bop. Pushing it all the way. Broke my wrist.
I've got to charge the
Charge my back. Oh, we're going to try the wheels on. Ollie, I think it looks better without the hubcaps on, just with the steels, personally. Yeah, that's the look there. I do.
Oh dear.
I don't remember them sticking out that much on Caleb's, but then he did have the XR2 kit. And it was Caleb. Weird. Big negative offset.
not the right size.
Oh well, put some big, massive, cut these mint arches off and we'll put some big trailer arches on it, or MCR arches on it. Well, how much could you machine the back pad? Get Carlo to machine the back pad onto it then. That's what he done on the Krakus.
Oh, it's going to be one of them jacks.
Oh. Oh man. Yeah. That's annoying. Have you already rolled that arch as it is? Yeah.
Don't trip rolling, it's going to make it fit.
No. Now that's like a good 40 mil. It's proper Euro style though. Just needs German plates on it.
Just slice the arch.
Yes.
Even if I just garage roll, just keep pushing.
Just keep pushing. Zach, check it out.
Ain't never gonna happen.
Mate, that ain't never going to happen. It's terrible.
When you start with the arch roll, right, you can start up here somewhere.
Yeah.
Game over.
Oh well.
Right, do you want to push back? Are you going to bump start whilst I'm pushing you in reverse? up.
I don't think you will pump start in reverse.
Why not go in reverse?
Mate, I need an exhaust like this on mine. So just heading home. Good to catch up with the guys. Shame Ollie's wheels didn't fit, but yeah, it's nice to get out and have a bit of a normal evening. Got to try and work out a way of getting this into the garage without waking up all the neighbours. I think I'm definitely going to be looking at putting a bigger exhaust silencer in it and some baffles up the side pipe, quieten her up a bit. There's Ollie. Look how quickly this thing builds boost. Look, just on the throttle. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you like the POV view whilst I'm driving. Let me know what you think, if that works for you. Obviously I look like a complete melon, but I'm going to take the car back, try and get it into the garage without waking up all my neighbours, and until next time, I'll catch up with you guys later. Take it easy.